Since January 7, 2025, communal and chieftaincy clashes have erupted from Boko to Sampa and Abodom, leaving scores dead and thousands displaced in the Savannah and Upper East area alone. Clashes related to land and traditional authority have killed at least 31 people and uprooted about 48,000 citizens. A government that presides over such pervasive fear without a credible national strategy for prevention, early warning, and rapid response has failed a basic duty of protection. Fellow Ghanaians, kidnapping has risen sharply. Young women and men disappear. Children vanish on their way to school. And the story of an 18-year-old Senegalese goalkeeper, Sheikh Touare, is one of the most heartbreaking examples of how far this has gone. Sheikh came to Kumasi with dreams, lured by what he believed was a genuine football opportunity. His family sent him to Ghana in hope and trust. Instead, they received his body back, murdered by kidnappers. The death tells every investor, tourist, and parent that Ghana's safety reputation cannot be taken for granted. To be clear, the Ghana Police Service deserves commendation for operations like the Efiekuma rescue, where 25 people were freed from captivity after being lured by fraudulent recruitment schemes. These officers risk their lives daily, but a nation cannot survive on reactive heroism alone. We need a comprehensive national security strategy, visible results, and sustained leadership. Meanwhile, border security appears gravely weakened. Illegal arms flow across borders. Criminal gangs operate with impunity. Terror-linked arrests have occurred in the Upper East and Upper West region. The government response has been committed in meetings, but communities remain vulnerable and security forces remain under-resourced. When citizens cannot travel safely on our highways, when parents fear their children would not return home, when investors question whether Ghana can protect assets and personnel, when terrorists probe our borders, this is not merely a security failure, it is a governance crisis. Broken jobs, broken promises, the collapse of the 24-hour economy. Fellow Ghanaians, beneath the speeches and headlines, facts reveal deepening joblessness and broken promises. The Ghana Statistical Service and independent analysis show that over 1 million young people remain unemployed or underemployed, while survey ranked unemployment as the number one concern of citizens. Yet, since January 7, 2025, thousands of public servants have reportedly been dismissed through directives associated with the Office of the Chief of Staff, plunging households into hardship. These dismissals are not mere statistics. They represent teachers, nurses, administrators, and professionals in a country battling structural unemployment and widening gap politically colored job losses are economically self-defeating. They stand in stark contrast to the promise of a transformative 24-hour economy, one job, 3 shifts around the clock. The human cost of this failure reached tragic expression at Elwag Stadium, where job seekers were packed into unsafe conditions for a recruitment exercise, leading to a deadly stampede. To date, Ghanaians deserve fuller transparency on investigations, accountability, and the measures in place to prevent any reoccurrence. This lack of public accountability is unacceptable in any serious democracy. Ghanaians deserve a full update on the investigations, the officials held liable, and concrete measures to ensure no young person ever dies again simply for seeking the dignity of work. This is not merely interpretation. It reads as an attempt to weaken independent oversight. The Attorney General speaks of operations recover the loot, over 200 cases, 33 against former appointees. But actions suggest it is not consistently about accountability. It appears selective. Real accountability will be blind to party. It would investigate the $214 million loss, insist on transparency, and uphold one standard of justice. Instead, selective accountability, partisan accountability, and competence. Headlines are plentiful, but convictions are scarce. Investigations into major current losses are unclear. Accountability for present officials is resisted. Let's look at governance by propaganda. One defining failure, the substitution of governance with propaganda. Government communication floods social media, infographics, and jingles replace audited reports as institutional transparency. They celebrate GDP growth while farmers' rights rots. They trumpet city appreciation while tomatoes waste. They announce corruption cases but secure no conviction. They praise macro stability while losing $240 million. They speak of the rule of law while undermining judicial independence. Every failure is defended through spin. Every scandal is drowned out. But facts are stubborn. Reality cannot be spun away forever. Who is playing politics? Government surrogates accuse the opposition of talking down the economy. But consider facts. We left stabilizing indicators. We negotiated the IMF program. We implemented painful reforms. We left a gold for reserve program that worked. We created and respected the OSP even when it investigated our own. This government has ridden reforms while introducing new risk. When an administration presides over $240 million laws, resist scrutiny, abandon farmers, removes a Chief Justice under contested circumstances, packs the Supreme Court, weaponizes Article 18, 88, establishes two-tier justice, assaults the OSP through the legislation, then litigation, and support cases seeking an unconstitutional third term. The question is not whether criticisms is too harsh. The question is whether the government is being honest. The question is whether we will remain silent while the Constitution is strained. And our answer is clear: no, never, not on our watch. We are calling for action. Fellow Ghanaians, this anniversary is a time for clarity, courage, and action. Our job is to insist on sustainability, legality, and fairness, to defend the Constitution, to speak for abandoned farmers, to project judicial independence, to demand accountability for $214 million, to defend the OSP, to defend term limits when a president seeks to evade them. And we will not be deterred. We will not be silenced. The call for parliamentary investigations. This parliament has constitutional duty to investigate the government. Let me take it again. This parliament has a constitutional duty to investigate what this government seeks to hide. We call on Parliament to immediately establish bipartisan select committees to investigate. First, the $240 million loss in the Gold for Reserve program, subpoena all off-takers' contracts, compel Gold Board and Bank of Ghana officials to testify under oath, review all trading data, identify who approved excessive fees and why, determine whether criminal conduct occurred. We will demand parliamentary investigations. We will not relent in demanding accountability, not until Ghana is set on a truly sustainable, just and transparent path. Real support for farmers, real accountability for wasted millions, real judicial independence, not compromised by court packing, real justice that threats all equally, an attorney general who does not weaponize Article 88, anti-corruption institutions that are protected, not targeted for destruction. May God grant us courage to defend our democracy, and may God make our nation truly great and strong. Thank you very much.